we'll meet here from 4 to 5:30 every Tuesday, Thursday to have lecture. I have a whiteboard. It's actually my son's little playboard, but it'll work enough for what we need to do. Okay. On Blackboard. Okay, let me pull up that. I in the email that I sent you, I gave you the link to Blackboard. You'll log in, and what you should see on the right-hand side, and I know it's not clear on here because I'm basically using a dual monitor kind of thing, but you'll see your list of classes, okay, on the right-hand side. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit bigger. If that helps. Yeah, that kind of helps. So let's blow it up a little bit bigger. We'll scroll down, and you'll see your classes here on the right-hand side, and organic chemistry should be there. Okay, organic chemistry should be there, and you click on it, and you'll get a whole bunch of my announcement, which was sent in, the email and all of that fun stuff on there. Okay, now where you want to, or where you're worried about right now is course content. All right, now you're seeing it from my eyes, but I can do it through essentially the student preview like this, and this is what you would see when you log in. All right, you would see the announcement, you'd come over here and you'd click on course content, you'd click on lecture, and if you would see in lecture, you'll find the syllabus, okay, that we're going to use, and my PowerPoints. Now, I don't put all the PowerPoints up at once just so you don't get overloaded. Every time we finish, we'll put up PowerPoints. So these are all the topics that are covered in Chapter 1. What I'll tell you in Chapter 1, it's really a review of Gen Chem 2, Gen Chem 1 kind of things, where we talk about molecular orbital theory, we talk about acids and bases, Lewis acids and bases, and then we talk about bonding in organic molecules. Okay? So you can find all the information here. You click on it, the folder will open up, or the PowerPoints will download, or whatever you want. Okay? For your exams and things like that, you'll click on assignments. Right now, there's one assignment. I just put it up there right before class. It's attendance. It's a yes or no question. It's a way for me to take attendance to say, that you have attended. So if you go on to the assignments part of Blackboard, click attendance, okay, and just click yes, and it'll record that you logged in and you clicked yes, and therefore I'll count that as attendance. But here's where you will find your exams. Your exams will be up here, okay, as a multiple choice type exam. It might be an exam where I send you the exam and you have to interpret things and then send it back to me. All of that will be made aware of right before the exam goes up there. But the things about the exams is they'll be through Blackboard. You'll have to get onto Blackboard and all of that, okay? So the PowerPoints, all my PowerPoints and everything are up there that you'll need. Okay, the book is this book right here. It's Carey, the 11th edition, Organic Chemistry. Now, do you need the book? That's up to you. If you think you're going to be good enough with my lectures and my PowerPoints to pass the exams, then that's your call. Am I going to assign homework out of the book? Yes. Do I grade homework? Absolutely not. Why don't I grade homework? Well, two reasons. Number one, it's more work for me. But number two, the more important reason is with Chegg and Course Hero and all of that, the homework's already done in here. So all you'd have to do is pay $8.95 and you'd get all the homework completed for yourself. All right, so yeah, it's not worth. Will I assign stuff and reading out of this that goes with the book or the lecture that we're doing? Sure. Can you survive without the book? People have. I'll leave that up to you and your call. Okay. Your grade is going to be based on all your exams. That's all we have. Okay. All we have is the exam grades to work on. So we don't have a lab to work on. And again, if you're worried about taking lab, we'll be offering the lab when we can in the fall. If we can in the fall, we should be able to. As long as they put us in the green, which we should be in the green soon, because they're going to move us to yellow, all right, in Lackawanna County and Luzerne very soon. So we should be in green by the fall, I hope. And that'll allow us to do social distancing labs as long as we spread everybody out. So your lab grade will be a separate thing. At LCCC, the lab grade is usually a part of your lecture grade, but your lecture grade is just going to be based on what you do in lecture. I don't do quizzes. I just do exams. Okay? So that's the way it's going to work. All right. Any questions so far? Any concerns? Anything that you have? I do suggest you subscribe to the channel. I do suggest you click that little bell. All right, so that you know that we're live. And here's the deal. You miss a class, they're recorded. I'm recording this right now. All right, they're recorded, and you could review them multiple times, or, you missed the class and you need to review it once. The way I'll take questions is, via the messages here. People use Zoom. People are using Blackboard Collaborate. When this all started, I was nervous that the server wasn't going to be able to handle it down at LCCC. And I know YouTube server can handle it, and everybody usually has a YouTube account or used YouTube before. So, yeah. All right, so what's your problems? What's your concern? Yes, I'm a nerd. Yes, that's He-Man behind you. Yes, that's baseball cards and sports cards behind you. Sure. I've been doing this a long time. So you can ease your mind at that. Not teaching online, but teaching organic and general chemistry. I've been doing it since 2006. Actually, if you count being in grad school, I've been doing it since 2004. So what do you got? What are your concerns? What are your worries? If it's about logging into Blackboard, I have nothing to do with that. IT will take care of you. That's why I'm not starting a lecture today. That's why I'm not going to push anything. What I will also say is your exams won't be during class time Tuesdays or Thursdays. Because if this was a normal setting, we wouldn't lose a lecture to an exam. Because the lecture would be like 4 hours long in the summer, a couple times a week. And we would take the exam, then lecture. So we could either do, and I'll let you guys decide, either do the exams on a day that we're not meeting, like a Monday or a Wednesday, which I think would work best, or we could do it Tuesday or Thursday after lecture or before lecture. But I think that Monday, Wednesday would be probably the perfect time for it. I also feel really creepy as I see the replay, as I'm a little delayed, of me looking into the camera. That just freaks me out. All right, now here's where you talk and I be quiet. So what concerns or questions or anything can I handle for you guys? I have to use, the easiest way for me to email you guys is the LCC email that they gave you guys. Dean, it all depends on how many classes we finish. If everything goes right, 4 exams and a final. One of the exams on Spectra will be a take-home that you have to do and send back to me. Okay? We can worry about exams when we get to an exam. Let's not worry. I'm just throwing everything out there at once at you guys. I'm guessing, as long as you guys are okay with that, I'm okay with that. I don't care. Yeah, I would say all day. I don't know. I'd have to have some kind of time limit on it, maybe 8 to 8. Like, once you start it, you can't stop, you can't go back, you can't do anything. Once you start the exam, you've got to do the exam. Except for the one that's going to be like a take-home per se, where you're going to have to analyze spectra and stuff. But that's towards the end of the semester. So if I had to, let me look. I'm trying to think. Now the final could be cumulative. It might not be cumulative. My finals are usually cumulative finals. I just got to see how much we're going to be able to cover. I'm looking at it 4 exams plus a final. So my goal is 5 exams. I don't count the final as more. I don't count the final as less. The final is worth an exam grade, is the way I do it. An hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the length. I give you plenty of time. If it's a multiple choice exam, I usually give about an hour and 20 minutes. If it's more of a fill in the blank essay kind of thing, then you'll have an hour and a half to 2 hours. The videos are posted right on here. Don't email me if you're not coming. I don't care. Not to sound rude, but like I know you guys have lives. So I don't care if you don't show up in the chat. Everything's archived on the YouTube page. Just like you were, following anybody else on YouTube. This will work the same way. All the stuff will be there. Dean, that's all on you outside of lecture days, whatever you want to do. I don't, like I said, I assign homework that, goes with what we did in class and stuff like that, but I don't, I don't grade it, require it, whatever. That's all on you outside of class, whatever you want to do to keep up with the work and whatever you think you need to do. I treat you guys like adults. Okay, that's what I mean by, hey, you don't have to email me if you have work. You have work, you got work. But that's another good thing about these lectures, as opposed to, having a lecture where you sit in a classroom, where you might miss something because it's not recorded. This is going to be recorded. It's going to be there for you. We might not answer all the questions, but that being said, my email address, and make sure you put the 2 at the end. Make sure you put the 2. If you email me, I get back to you in a reasonable amount of time. That's your best bet. Right before every class, if you have a question on the homework, we can go over it. I also put worksheets up there to cover things on days I think we need to cover, like stuff that needs more work. I put worksheets up on Blackboard, so there's additional work that'll be put up there. So yes, there'll be a time before each lecture for homework questions. Sure. I pretty much also, when there's going to be an exam, we could have a review session, and I pretty much tell you what to expect on the exam and all of that stuff. So no. Braden, the exams will just be on Blackboard. You either need to download them or you'll just take them right on Blackboard if they're a multiple choice style version. All you need to be able to do is take a picture of them or scan them and get them back to me if they're the take-home kind of version. I'm trying to keep this as cheap and as easy going as I possibly can because I know some of you might be freaking out. I know a lot of you are taking it because you want to get ahead, or more specifically from what I understand is you don't want to take it at the institution that you are supposed to be taking it at or that you are currently enrolled in. Either way. Yes, if you try to open another browser, Cheyenne, or you try to go back or anything like that, I'm pretty sure Blackboard will knock you off the exam. I've had that happen multiple times ending this last semester. I don't know. Until I make the exam up, I don't know. If I'm doing multiple choice, 20 to 25. If I'm doing essay take home, 6 or 7. But there'll be detailed answers. What else? A lot of you are quiet. I'm here to answer whatever you'd like. Oh, definitely. Yeah, actual content will start on Thursday, Andrew, because a lot of people are having a tough time getting on Blackboard. So we'll start with the actual lecture on Thursday. I could probably bang out, if not all three parts of those lectures, at least two of them. Oh, there'll be enough practice problems, Brian, or Bryn, however you say it. Yeah, there'll be there'll be enough. Trust me. You will be sick of problems if you decide to do them all. That's your call. Review exam problems. Every problem that I assign on the review sheets and on the homework are good examples of the questions I would ask you on the exam. That being said, when an exam comes, I'll pretty much lay out for you what I expect to be on the exams. Yeah, Madison. So if you had the book and you wanted to look over chapter 1, but I'll tell you this, chapter 1 and all these chapters go into greater detail than I'm necessarily going to cover. So if I don't cover it, it's not fair game. If I do cover it, it is fair game. But if you want to get ahead and look at chapter 1, then sure, it won't hurt. If you have questions on the problems, I'll have a session at the beginning of class to answer any questions. Plus, there'll be answer keys on some of the reviews that I get off of Openware and things like that. Anything else I could do you for? Any other jitters, worries, complaints? Anything you got? That's fine. That's why I get paid the no bucks. I have no problem with people asking me questions. No extra credit. Never. Never extra credit. That means extra work. Absolutely not, Dean. I am a San Francisco Giants fan. DC. DC all day. Just because DC picked up He-Man for a little while and did a crossover. Blue. Two cats. Don't like Star Wars. Not a Trekkie either. Keep them coming, rapid fire. I don't keep any secrets. Harry Potter I could deal with. Not Lord of the Rings either. You gotta go old school if you want to get my nerd. Masters of the Universe, Thundercats. That's where I sit. Legends of the Hidden Temple game show. Sorry to disappoint you. Doesn't mean I don't know about them. It just means that I don't enjoy them. I respect your right to enjoy it. But I myself do not. Yeah, see, the Odyssey I can get into. Ulysses, a.k.a. Odysseus. Yeah, sure. That's good science fiction. The Hunger Games. I'll get into the Hunger Games because we are currently living it. But anything else, guys? I've been doing this since 2004 when I was in getting my master's degree. So we're talking 16 years. So you guys could do the math. For 16 years, 3 labs and a lecture on average per semester, including the summer, how long I've been doing this. Where did I go to school? Delaware Valley, well, it's university now. It was college when I was there. And then the University of Scranton is where I got my master's in biochemistry. September, Holly. I'll be 39 in September. You guys could do the reverse math. And since it's almost 5 o'clock and I'm going to be 39, my old man is telling me it's time to go to sleep. So you're not getting some guy that was distilling his own alcohol in a box off the street. I've been around the block a time or 2 or 3 or 4. Everybody knows somebody that had me at some point in time in lecture. I'm like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You could figure it out. This scruff was grown during isolation or whatever you want to call it. I feel so old, Cheyenne. That's the key. Well, a lot of people that are my age have not been doing it this long. So let's put it this way. The last summer, the girl I took to prom's niece was in my lecture. So that made me feel old. Yep. When my students' kids start taking me, then I'll know it's time to leave. No, I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube, nor have I really tried since I was about 8 years old, Keith. If I'm being honest with you. Favorite rapper? Wow, I haven't listened to rap since I was in high school. Dr. Dre was my thing back in the day. Post Malone count as a rapper? If Post Malone counts as a rapper, then Post Malone's my favorite rapper right now. I went to see him when he was in Hershey. All right, anything else? We killed about an hour here. Yeah, if Post Malone counts, then Post Malone. But I also listen to The Dead. I also listen to Dave Matthews. I also listen to Lettuce. I also listen to Twiddle. I listen to old school country. Not old school country, but Alan Jackson, George Strait. Long enough that I'm almost ready to donate it again. So I grow it out and I donate it to Children for Hair Loss. This will be my fifth donation. Yep, grow it out, cut it, regrow it, cut it, regrow it, cut it. What else can I tell you? Told you about that. My 2 cats are named Crimson and Tide. I'm a huge Alabama fan. My son's name is Saban. For those of you who follow sports. I got another child coming in November. We're going to find out hopefully the sex tomorrow. Let's see, what else? I suffer from PTSD and anxiety, so if you suffer from those, I know where you're coming from. I openly admit it because it's not a weakness, it's a strength. Do I think classes will be coming back in the fall, Dean? I would say yes, probably, but not the way they were before we left. How about that? That's the story I'm going to stick to. Will they come back? Sure. When? Okay, anything else I could do for you guys? I mean, I'm always here for you guys. Even if it's just to talk about anything, nerves, excitement, something going on in your life, you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. It doesn't have to be school related. If we were on campus, I have an open door policy that you could come in and talk to me about anything. So feel free that you could contact me and talk to me about anything. I'm very open about all that. I don't hide anything. I don't lie. And I'm very open and honest. And sometimes people take that as being mean or whatever. I am highly sarcastic. People take that as mean. I don't mean to be mean. It's just the way I am. I don't like being sugar-coated too, so I don't sugarcoat back. Those of you who are coming from Wilkes, you might know some people who had me already. Those of you from Bloom might know some people that already had me. Those of you at LCC, I don't know. All I know is I don't lie. All right, anything else I could do for you guys? If not, I'm going to head out and we'll start, this game on Thursday. That's Sabes. That's my son. That's my wife. My cats will probably make an appearance or two on camera. They love bursting through my office door. They know how to unlock my door now. It's a little latch. They know if they stand up. Well, my cats are big. I got 19, 20-pound cats. I have a 19-pounder and a 20-pounder, and they're over 2 feet long. So they could stand up and open the doors. They know how. One of them pulls the handle, the other one pushes. I'm thinking about starting a circus or something. All right, if you guys have nothing else, then I will see you on Thursday. Take it easy, relax. We'll get through it. We'll have some fun. All right. Have a good couple days. I'll see you in 48 hours, 47 hours to be exact.